Next thing we can do is a little bit of a shave test. Again, another brand new blade. See if there's how sharp that is. Yep. Again, real sharp out of the box. Very, very sharp. Welcome back to Backyard Survival. Today we are going to be reviewing another fixed blade knife. It was number 3 selling fixed blade hunting knives, and it is the Outdoor Edge. This is the 3.5-inch razor light everyday carry in orange. I love to point out how it says here, designed in Colorado, made in China. So, that you know, Outdoor Edge. So again, this is the number 3 quote-unquote fixed blade hunting knife on the Amazon list of fixed blades. So we're gonna do an unboxing here. So what we got in here, we've got our actual folding knife, not fixed blade as you can see. It is in orange. They did have other colors, black and blue, I believe, the 3.5 razor light. And they also come with a pack of blades. I believe it was 6 blades that are in there, automatically comes with it. And they have other blades that you can purchase, other styles of blades. These are the drop point. They also do have the gutting hook knife, as well as the fillet knife blade. And those blades, even though it's a 5-inch fillet blade, and the gutting knife will fit the 3.5-inch razor light EDC. I do not believe it'll fit the 3-inch or the 2.5-inch. So keep that in mind if you're looking at buying one of these, if you're looking at using it for field dressing, any type of hunting meat that you've gotten. So we're gonna take a look at this bad boy. So it comes in a little plastic here. So there it is. It's got a nice grip here. It feels pretty solid in your hand. And there's a nice stainless steel clip, which actually feels pretty firm. There's a blade which has a sheath covering just because it is supposed to be razor sharp. Have not tested these blades yet, so we're gonna find out if they are indeed razor sharp. It's got the thumb studs on both sides, and it has the button right here, which is the blade release button. So you press this, it allows the blade to come off for easy changing that blade. And it just simply, you can see how easy that is. It just slides right in. You can hear that click, audible click, tactile click. You can feel it both. It has a little bit of give. Once you do that, you can kind of feel, you can kind of see that it is giving, but you know, that is it. It's got some jimping on the back here for stability of your thumb. And again, the orange is up in the areas where you'd be holding the knife with a good firm grip. So all in all, it seems that. It's got the lock back here. Push that to close the blade. Overall, it is closed. I'm gonna say that's probably like, what, 3.5 inches itself right there, give or take 3-4 inches with an additional 3.5-inch blade on there. So, but all in all, it feels decent. It doesn't feel cheap or junk. It does have just, again, a little bit of play when it's closed, but very little. So we're gonna see how this thing adds up to cutting. So take this off here, and we'll start off with the sharpness test with a tomato. I don't actually say tomato, but all right, so I cut that pretty easily. See if it'll cut another one. Very nice and simple. We can get pretty thin. I would say that's pretty sharp. Look how thin I can get that. With very, very little effort being put into that. So that is excellent as far as sharpness test goes. I do want to test how it does with cutting cardboard over and over, see how fast these blades wear out. They give you 6 blades, and again, it does seem very sharp. No problem cutting up those tomatoes. Again, very little effort. So we're gonna try and cut a whole bunch of cardboard here and see what how it does. All right, we're gonna see how this razor blade does on just repetitive cardboard cuts here. So it really does cut like a box cutter, I'll tell you that.
Very smooth. I'm not gonna put too much effort into here to make these cuts. They're really going through pretty nicely. like me, you do most of your cutting with a pocket knife. Not too shabby. Alright, so there's that side. We'll flip this over and do some more. Why attacking me?
Try it this way. That's on tape. That's a little bit rough. So on the taped edge, it still goes through. Definitely starting to struggle a little bit more. All right, let's see. It's got some tape residue on there as well. But let's see how we can do with, back to our tomato. Well, you can definitely see it's definitely not quite as sharp as it had been. Well, I think it was just must have been the edge there, the stem edge, because it's cutting it still pretty decently, but definitely not as smooth. The first few cuts there that we were doing with the brand new blade, it was just like butter right through it. All right, now we're gonna give this razor light, again, same blade. You can see that there's some scratches and as well as some tape residue for our cardboard box cutting. All I did was wipe it off, the tomato juice, and go from there. We're gonna try to fillet a fish here. So I love Swedish fish tails. They are delicious, by the way. But my least favorite is this yellow mango flavor. It's not near as good. I would sooner rather just have a full one that's red, and we can just kind of take off this here. So let's see, we chop that. As you can see, it didn't get through that as easily with this blade that's been used on the cardboard. Let's try another one. Put a little bit more effort into it. This cut, again, not quite as clean as it was when we first put the brand new blade on. Let's see if we can surgically put these together. Look at that. You have a regular old Swedish fish flavor. All right, now we're gonna try to fillet a fish. Let's see if we can do that. We're gonna try and see if we can cut this and fillet. No, we cannot. It is not gonna do it. And you can see there, it's just pushing down on it. Nothing. It won't get through that at all. Yep. I'm not gonna say it's completely dull yet. We still got some life in this one, but it definitely has lost some of its razor sharpness. Even there, it's just cutting back and forth. I guess that's why they give you 6 replacement blades. They don't last a long time, albeit they are very sharp when you take them out of the box. Very sharp. They definitely would have no problem field dressing some kind of animal if you're hunting a deer or whatever like that. It'd probably be fine. Compared to Havalon, I don't think they're quite as quality probably, but you're also not paying as high of a price. This one was about $29 for the 3.5 inch. Again, they do make other sizes, and they also make other packages where you can get ones that have like 20 blades. Along with it, you can get a combo pack, different colors. I like the orange. Again, if you happen to be out in the woods or doing something and you drop it, you don't want to be without your knife. Orange sticks out like a sore thumb, which is great. But again, with the additional 6 blades that they send, additional 6 blades, I think all in all, it'll probably last you quite a while. If you're using it as an everyday knife, you're likely not going to be cutting a ton of cardboard over and over repetitively, but it is kind of a pain to need to resharpen it that quickly or replace it. It is just a stainless steel. It says on their site a Japanese stainless steel, so very sharp, but again, not long lasting. It does recommend some cleaning instructions here as well. You know, I won't worry about that. Let's try to cut a couple more things with this blade before we call it done. All right, we're gonna cut some more things here. Again, have not changed the blade. You can see there's still some Swedish fish gunk on there. But we're gonna try and cut some plastic here. So we have these zip ties. These are some thicker zip ties. We're gonna see if that get through that. Not very well. Oh man, that's clearly getting pretty dull. How about if we cut it on something? Sure, that took a lot of effort. Not as razor sharp again as it was, but it's still, you know, able to do the task if it's all you have. And again, they say the best knife to have is the one that you have. So if you have it, yeah, it just really doesn't seem to want to cut these very well. And you can see it just kind of bending it, not really doing the trick. Why don't we try a new blade and we'll see how that does in comparison. All right, we're back to try a new blade here. So I got the new blade. It's cryogenically packaged, but has a nice little tear, because otherwise your dull blade might not be able to open that new blade. So we'll pull that new one out. They also come with a cover just so you don't cut yourself when you're putting on a new fresh blade. So let's take off this old one that we've used for 20 minutes. And we will put on a new blade. Again, nice and simple. We simply just slide it in that slot until it clicks. And there we go. So now we got our new blade. You can see brand spanking new, just opened it. There's no gunk on it. Kind of see just how, if there's any imperfections on the blade itself. I don't see any. Now let's give this thing a try. Well, it might just be these knife blades are no good. That's some pretty thick plastic. I mean, it's cutting, but definitely not as easily as some of the fixed blades that I've reviewed, like the Morkniv Companion. That thing was real sharp. Let's try. I mean, again, it'll cut it. It definitely will cut it. It just, I guess I'm doing a difficult task for it. And now I can tell that this one is intensely more sharp. You can see how it'll just take that right off the cardboard. No problem. With the other one, I could tell was very difficult to get sharp. Since this is considered a fixed blade on Amazon for some dumb reason, we'll see if it can do any fixed blade tasks. I'm not going to try to baton because I know this thing will just break and that'll just be a waste, but let's see. You can get some kindling here to start your fires with it. It's definitely sharp enough to do it. This is a really pretty dry stick, but no problems there. How about cutting through a stick? Well, let's try batoning it with our 2x4. Yeah. Take an effort. Yeah, as you can see, I'm pounding the thing pretty hard. And again, not that it's not sharp when you put it on there new, but that may be the second one we break. I'm not sure. Let's try the tip test real quick on these blades. Just you can kind of see it just kind of wants to, oh, you know, it's holding itself. You can see just that amount of blade bend that we're getting in there, that play that it has. Now the knife holder there is not bending much. No, I guess it is breaking apart there. But these knives, you can see the tip there is kind of wonky now. not very straight at all. So for making a few cuts, for an everyday carry in your pocket, something that you don't have to worry about sharpening if you're not necessarily skilled in that or have any desire to, you get a big amount of blades, you could change it every couple weeks or every couple times you use it heavily. I think this would be perfectly fine for you. If you're someone who likes a better steel, who wants to sharpen it, hone their own edge on it, or make it, you know, razor sharp and a steel that'll last, this obviously isn't the knife for you. But all in all, it seems otherwise well made. Again, the handle, the lock back, even the steel clip here is really strong. It functions well as far as easy to change the blades. I mean, super simple. I definitely would recommend, if you're looking for just something to have in your pocket, if you are going out into the woods to maybe field dress a deer, I guess it would do it. I don't have a deer here to do, but I'd probably look at investing something a little bit better for that. But again, for an everyday carry pocket knife, something that you don't have to sharpen the blades on, you can just easily, and I mean very easily, replace them. This may be something you want to look into. And again, they have different colors, different sizes, and different blade types. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Backyard Survival.